Real quick, I want to do a fair use. Yeah. Brakatah Yahweh. Brakatah Yahweh Shai. I want to give all praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Raha Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and do well. To the elder apostles, bishops in Connecticut, the bishops, the preachers, the teachers, the evangelists, and the four winds preaching in truth and sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect, the elect, Shalom, to the Israelite foreigners, who phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your father and have come back to the fold. Shalom, to your sisters, you Akwathim, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence. This your brother Aram Yahawada with the lesson. And yeah, so I seen this from brother Tazabah, GMS Phoenix, GMS Arizona, and he did a quick lesson going into the Karaks Graphel, right? The things that's about to take place on planet Earth, all over the place. They about to cause, right? Put the stringent strains on the Earth to cause people to force you, right? Not by putting a gun to your head, really, realistically, but more of just putting the pressure from below, pressure from beneath, right? When there's no food or anything anywhere, hey, you're gonna make your own decision, right?
It's not too important. What I'm about to tell you is extremely important. I'm one of the first people to get a Neuralink implant in my skull. If you guys can see and don't really know what a Neuralink is, it's kind of like an electronic chip from Elon Musk embedded in your skull. At first it was kind of like a Fitbit, kept track of vital signs, stuff that was going on in my body. Eventually it's gotten to a point where I can move a mouse without even touching a computer. I can connect, I can download, I can transfer information. I'm not the only person that has one of these now, and now we can communicate. This is what's going to happen for the rest of the world. Eventually, this technology will be, maybe not you, your kids, your grandkids. This is what's coming next. Welcome to the year 2025. Have fun.
Yeah, this is Malachi chapter 3, verse 14. For you say, it is futile to serve the Most High. What do we gain by carrying out his requirements and go about like mourners before Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah HaKodash, Almighty? But now we call the arrogant blessed, right? And that's an arrogant thing to allow someone to cut and put a brain modification device within your head. You know, the arrogant is thinking you're God, right? Because they're blessed, right? They commit the most horrific crimes dealing with Esau, Edom, and it's like he's on top of the world. Nothing's ever happened. He goes around to different countries. He kills people. So now this guy, whether he's Jake or not, is esteem this thing on high and saying, hey, this is the way to be blessed. I'm gonna be arrogant too and allow someone to put a brain modification, a device, right, within his head, which we already know what Revelations 13, right, in the right hand or the forehead. So hey, so Scripture is speaking louder than ever, right, at this point. But he's so arrogant. We ain't finna serve the Most High. We'll do our own thing, right? You know, you're gonna serve the way of the arrogant, right? Which is Esau. You know what I mean? The earth was given into the hands of the wicked, and the wicked are what? They're arrogant, right? It says certainly evildoers, right? See, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. They're evildoers. Certainly evildoers prosper, right? Well, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Of course, they prosper, right? And even when they put God to the test, right? Elon Musk, putting these brain neural things into the sky. Was it Starlink thing in the heaven? You got Bill Gates going around trying to inoculate everybody, right? They're putting the power to the test, right? They got a G-side in Gaza. They got their war against Russia and Ukraine, right? Not to mention they've killed the saints. They killed the Israelite. They killed anytime you do what's right, whether if it's medicine or this or that, they kill the people who are beneficial to life and not death, and nothing happens to these people, man. You came and murdered the natives, which are Gad, Reuben, took their land. Issachar, right, so-called Mexican, right, took the so-called Negroes, which are Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, brought them to this land, raped, robbed, and murdered all through the whole land, and then into the world. They put the power, the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Bashem Rakakadash, to the test. Ain't nothing happening to them, right? But they get away with it. See, and it seems like they're just getting away with it, right? So you say what? Serving the Most High is
futile.
It's futile.
Futile.
Right? Incapable of producing anything useful. Results pointless. See, you feel like that I served God and I did this and nothing came about it. Matter of fact, I had more before I started serving the Lord, right? As some people, I remember my cousin said that, and then she wasn't even serving the right power though. This is when, before I even knew the truth, But this shows you that things are still spiritual, even in these other churches. She said she started back trying to go to church and do the right thing, and it seemed like when she started trying to go to church, she said it seemed like more hell came upon her trying to go to church. So I asked her, "What's up? I ain't seen you at church, or you didn't go to church." "Ah, man, get that, man. Ever since I started going to church, it's like more stuff happened to me. So I backed out. I forget that. I ain't going to church now." So it's futile, because now it seems like things are getting taken from you. It's futile, incapable of producing any useful result. pointless, right? Yeah, so this is 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 5. It says, perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds. Right? You going back and forth, double-minded man. It's unstable in all his ways, man. Right? As the scriptures say. It says, and destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is godliness. And see, you're doting about what different questions in your mind. I don't know. I know that's supposed to be for God, and I think I know that's the right thing, but it seems like it's too hard. It puts pressure on me when I go. Right? But the Lord never said it was going to be easy. See, a lot of times you go to these plantation Christianity churches, they'll explain, oh, you just gotta go back to JC and everything, and that's ultimately what even vocab tries to push on you, man. But, well, we've been there, man. We've been there. We've done that. You know. In a sense of, now that was a thing that was unprofitable. We didn't gain anything from plantation Christianity, right? But these people, double-minded man, it's unstable. They go about in their mind with corrupt thoughts, and it's really because of what it says, and destitute of the truth. Really, they're just destitute of the truth, man. Supposing that gain is godliness, for such withdraw themselves. So really, yeah, like I was telling my cousin, going through a little bit of test, going through a little bit of strain, and forget that I ain't going to church now, because and that ain't even the truth, but it shows you that Satan will come at you on all levels, man, to leave you destitute. It says these people always cause trouble. Their minds are corrupt. They have turned their backs on the truth, right? Yeah. To them, a show of godliness is just a way to become wealthy. See? And that's ultimately, Al-Azhar, he thought to be godly was to become wealthy, right? Bishop Nate, unless he repent, I mean, he's along the same line, right? So many of these people think that, hey, that godliness is a way to make money. So you try to make merchandise of the Lord's of the Lord's people and of the Lord's word, right? Turning it into a den of thieves, right? And now, because of these things in the world, these what's it, plantation Christianity, these prosperity doctrines, that's the only way you're gonna go to church. If they promise you're gonna prosper, right? That's the only way you can get them in there. But according to our apostle, he said you're gonna have to love to suffer, right? The opposite of that, man. Yeah. So this is destitute, right? Destitute meaning without the basic necessities of life, right? And people think that that's the basic necessities for life is gain, money, right? Matter of fact, probably, yeah.
Poverty-stricken.
Poverty-stricken. See, even in their definition, it means to be poor.
Poor.
Poverty-stricken.
Indigent.
Indigent. Down and out.
Pauperize.
Pauperized. Maketh very poor. Right? Penniless, right? So they think it's actually the basic necessities of life. They think it's actual money or living a certain way. But the basic necessities of life is the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? That's the true necessities of this life, man. Right? The Lord said that my daily bread, right? Right? And that's it. This is the word is the bread, man. Yeah, it's dealing with wisdom, right? It says Wisdom of Solomon chapter 8 verse 18, and great pleasure it is to have her friendship, right, which is talking about wisdom, and in the works of her hand are infinite riches, right? True riches, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the scriptures is true riches, right? Because the Lord says that he maketh rich and he maketh poor, right? So really to know the knowledge, right, and how to deal with, with your fellow brother, with your fellow sister, and ultimately regardless, there's demons on all sorts of things. You have to know the power that knows how to cast demons out, or how to allow you to operate even though there's demons on you, and you still operate in wisdom, knowledge, righteousness, right? Because the Lord can have you operate even though there's demons on you, and still have you operate in righteousness, because he controls these things and not allow the demon to bug you out, right? It's infinite riches, and in the exercise of conference with her, prudence, and in talking with her, a good report, right? See, man, you want to have a good report with God and with men, right? And I went about seeking how to take her to me, right? To the understanding, wisdom, knowledge, understanding unto yourself, man. And that's of great of importance than actual physical riches. Proverbs chapter 3 verse 13. Happy is a man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding, for the merchandise of it is better than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof than fine gold, right? See, it's better to gain this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding than a trust in uncertain riches, right? Because what's it called, the petrodollar is basically a dollar that has no wealth behind it. I mean, it's supposed to be the petrodollar, so it's supposed to be based by oil. Well, if you're the largest oil consumer, nobody pretty much you have to consume your own thing. Nobody's buying oil the way you're buying oil. Then you have to go around the world trying to steal everybody else's oil to strengthen your dollar. But that time in life has basically ran its course, right? America can't go around stealing the oil anymore to boost up the petrodollar. So this is we're at the time of the end, obviously. So now they're bringing in the biometrics, right? Which this guy is showing you in the forehead, in the head, or in the right hand or the left hand, right? It tells you hands in Revelation 14:9, right? But as we see, this is far better to get wisdom, right? She is more precious than rubies, and all the things thus can desire are not to be compared unto her. See, length of days is in her right hand, and you can't guarantee that with the charagma in your head, or in your right hand or your left hand. You can't guarantee long days. You could think, hey, well, this will give me some type of ease, some type of you know, superficial, basically comfort. But that comfort comes with a prison. That comfort comes with a prison sentence. And that's even if they let you, because they're going to let everybody go into these 15-minute cities. Some of you going to be, I don't know where you're going to be at, but it's definitely going to be hell, right? It ain't going to be good. So it says, length of days is in her right hand, and in her left hand, riches and honor. See? And that's ultimately what, hey man, that's what you want to obtain, man. It tells you a good name is better than gold, man. Right? It says her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace. She is a tree of life to them that lay hold upon her, and happy is every one that retaineth her. See? And that's why he said, I'm gonna seek her and gain her unto me, man. And that's ultimately that's what you need in life, man. Right? Yeah. So like I said, I mean, I don't know if the dude's a Jake or not. I mean, he got the appearance of Jake, but who knows if he's actually a Jake or Edomite or whatever he may be. But regardless, man. I mean, even more for Jake, man, because you are not supposed to be doing these type of things. It says Proverbs chapter 24 verse 1 says, "Be not thus envious against evil men." So they're making all these riches and they got all this money, and oh man, you're basically covetous after the things of Esau, man. You think this guy is a great guy because he like I said in the scriptures, he's doing things and he's testing the boundaries of the Most High. It doesn't seem like anything's ever happening to him. But see, all your life you heard, be good, do this, be good person, be this and that, be good. And everybody who's good is being becoming poor, right? The rich is getting rich, testing the Most High, testing the boundaries of G-siding people all over the world, inoculating people all over the planet. But yet they're extolled to this height, saying, "Oh, this is one of the richest people in the world, or this is the richest man," and and look how great he is, right? So then you end up envying that. Be not envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them. See, see, you're not supposed to be desired to be part of their club, right? So to get the Karax, Graffle, is to be part of their club, to be with them. Okay, well, if I could just be, part of the so-called in crowd, or whatever you have you. For their hearts studieth destruction. See? And that's ultimately what all this is going to do. Because everything Esau's ever done, it's only led to destruction. And in the sake of making money. He don't care if he destroys everything else. He just want to make money. But you have all the money. It doesn't make sense. But now he wants the souls of men, right? In spite of everything else. In spite that it's destroying the planet, man. Right? Those batteries that the uranium or Iranium, however you call it, Iranium, Slovakia, I don't know. But they have to have this certain these certain minerals from the earth, and you're going around plundering and destroying all sorts of people in the sake of having this thing so you can make the batteries, so you can have the batteries for your electric cars, for your Teslas. And then come to find out, you can't dispose. There's no healthy way or clean way to dispose of the batteries of the Tesla, right? So for their heart's la'ab, which is their mind, study. Saying how can your heart study it? It's talking about their mind. Their mind study destruction, right? And a lot of these things are going to give you a grievous sore, which is cancers, which they've already did that. I believe there was a family in Florida. They were called the Jacob family, which were Edomites, or looked like Edomites. They micro C-hipped them back in the 90s at some time, and all them people got cancer. So they know that the micro C-hip, right, which is the MOTB, most likely would give you cancer. So, but they don't care, right? For their hearts, la'ab, their mind studieth destruction, and their lips talketh of mischief. See, oh yeah, this is the new innovative way, and this is the way of the world. This is the way of the future. Blah 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 blah. These are just going to be so great. This is what we have to do in order to, and speak of all these different things as if this is the best thing since sliced bread, right? And get into the mind of the simple, right? Right. Let's get that. Yeah. So this is Proverbs chapter 1 verse 32. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them. See, ultimately you're gonna end up being slayed. You're gonna end up and not such a good place, man. You're gonna end up in a spirit world faster than you thought. Your whole thing is to do this thing, trying to preserve your life, not really realizing ultimately, it's against God's law, for one, and then for two, it's a thing that's gonna corrupt you. It's gonna slay you, right? You're gonna be destroyed anyway, right? It says, yeah, because that thing turns out to be cancer in your head. There's no turning that back. It's in your brain. It's all in your head. That thing turns into cancer in your head. There ain't even a way, because it talks about cutting away the the apothecary will cut away the part that's infected or whatever, even in there ain't, it's in your head, bro. Like what are you thinking? But hey, it says for the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools. See, so in this particular time, it's like you're prospering. It's like a good thing, right? Everything was all good just a week ago, right? Everything was good. It's gonna be good while it lasts, right? Prosperity of fools shall destroy them, right? See, and that's ultimately what's gonna happen, man. It's gonna be a good, so-called good thing or whatever at the time. It says for the waywardness of the simple, saying that's a wayward thing that you're doing. I mean, you're moving all squirrely, right? You're moving all over the place, man. You ain't acting in a proper conduct. Well, you obviously you're not a man of the Lord, but yeah, obviously you proved it, right? You're not a man of the Lord, but it will end up killing you. It says if the waywardness of the simple will kill them, and the complacency of fools will destroy them. See, and that's ultimately what he's showing. Yeah, this is the wave of the future. If you're complacent or complicit, which is pretty much going to be the same thing, right? With living a decent little life, this is the way you're going to have to do it, because the world is about to change dramatically. And I don't want to be left behind, right? Yeah, so this is Proverbs chapter 14, verse 14. The backslider in heart, la'ab, your mind, see, and that's ultimately, and he's literally not only he's a backslider in mind, like in thought, he's a backslider literally in his mind, in his head, right? That is crazy, right? He's literally a backslider in his mind, in his head. Wow. I mean, man, that's hilarious, bro. And the backslider in heart, la'ab is your mind, shall be filled with his own way, and a good man shall be satisfied from himself, right? Which is in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, right? The faithless will will fully repay for their ways. See, and you're going to end up dying anyway, man. Trying to save yourself, trying to be complacent, trying to save yourself, right? For their ways, and the good reward for theirs, right? And we're gonna, hey, Lord willing, we be on those chariots, and the Most High reward us, man, right? Because one thing you forget about is you had other lives. I mean, there's a such thing as reincarnation, right? Whether you live or die with this and that, it's really up to the Most High, man, right? Says the simple believeth every word. See, everything that Esau come out, well, this is the way of the future, and I'm telling you, this is what we have to do, and blah 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 blah. And it's going to be the greatest thing for you. It's the best thing since the creation of the car, right? You know, this is the wave of the future. We have to do it, and which every country is about to implement that and push that, right? But yeah, the simple believeth every word, but the prudence, right? We're studying, we're looking. The Lord said, measure the time diligently in itself. Look out for the prophecies. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, this is major right here. We're prudent. We're studying. We're looking at it. I mean, being smart. You know, not hasty, right? It says, but the prudent man looketh well to his going. Hey, man, I'm not just gonna jump into some thing. Oh yeah. No, wait. Let me go back. Wait. Deuteronomy 19 says not to make any carvings in thy flesh. Oh, Revelation says any man might be able to buy or sell if he had the mark. Oh wait, nah, yeah, we can't do that. Nah, no, I'm too prudent. I'm looking well to my going, right? The simple believeth everything, but the prudent give thought to their steps. See, right? Come on now. Yeah, so this is Matthew chapter 6, verse 24. It says, no man can serve two masters, or either he will love, or he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to one and despise the other. Ye can not serve the power, the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash, and Mammon, right? It says no man can serve two masters. Either you will hate the one and love the other. And that's ultimately what he's saying. He's going to hold on to Esau and hate the Most High, right? I'm gonna be complacent to this society and put a chip in your brain so you could be complacent to this society, so you can hold on to one, right? To this society, this world, right? And hate the other, which will be the Most High. You hate righteousness. You hate true righteousness, right? You think godliness is gain, right? It says or you will be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve both the power of the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash, and money, right? So you can't, you know what I'm saying? You ain't going to be able to do it. Yeah, so this is Matthew chapter 16, verse 24. Then said Yahushua unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. 25 says, whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. Right? That in NLT, Matthew 16:24 NLT. Then Yahushua said to his disciples, if any of you want to be my follower, you must turn from your selfish ways. Saying ultimately, in this society, it causes you to be selfish, right? Everything's about self-centered society. So you gotta get rid of your self-centered ways, right? Your selfish ways. Take up your cross and follow me, right? Which would go into what different perils, troubles, different things that you may have to go through. Hey, even death, right? Well, there's a lot of things we have to go through, right? if you try to hold on to your life, see, and that's ultimately what this guy is doing, man. He's trying to hold on to his life. You've seen him by the pool, and he's doing a little workout. And I wonder how much he worked out before he ended up getting this so-called, brain implantment micro C-hip, which is the mark of the, what, right? The MOTB, by the way, right? I wonder how much he worked out. So now he's this great, whatever, I know I started to do my lesson and go into his pride, because that was a lot of pride he was speaking on. But, I'm going about my lesson a different way. But, yeah, the dude did have a lot of pride. Yeah, this is the way. Like, you're bro, if you try, and that's in pride too, try to hold on to your life, yeah, right, which is in pride. Hold on to your life, you will lose it. You're going to lose it, bro. You're going to lose that life you think you're holding on to. But if you give up your life, right? What the Lord said, to give your body as a living sacrifice. So we're giving up our lives, week in, week out, every day. Really, you should be on a day-to-day basis. This is no thing for you to be a nigga through the week, and then go out and teach when on the weekend and act like you're holier than thou. No, this is a lifestyle, man. Right? So it says, but if you give up your life for my sake, you will save it. See, and that's the only way you could save your life is really putting your life in the hands of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. It's the only way you could save it, and that's if it's to be saved, right? Right, but we know that he's the Father of spirits. He controls everything anyway, right? And the Most High, whether that dude's a Jake or not, he looks like a Jake, but that means the Most High is angry with that guy, man. The Lord said that he preserved the wicked for the day of destruction. He may preserve this guy just so he could eat the missile, man. You're trying to preserve yourself so you can eat. Well, you're gonna eat a missile, man. Yeah. So this is Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. It says, "And he calleth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, charagma, karax, grapho, in their right hand or in their forehead," right? Which that's what this guy has. He has that forehead, right? Yeah, so this is Revelation chapter 14, verse 9. "And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man or woman," right? Don't get it twisted, right? Man just meaning mankind, right? Which that includes you women, right? "If any man worship the beast and his image and receive the mark, charagma, karax, grapho, in his forehead," right? That's what this guy got, the forehead, "or in his hand, right hand or left hand," doesn't matter, right? Right? So it doesn't matter, right hand or left hand, right? Just to give you that understanding, because some people like to get simple and just go, well, listen, the right hand, and the other, they got it in their left hand. So in the hand, doesn't matter what hand, right hand, left hand, in the hand, right? And it says Revelation chapter 13, verse 6, NLT, he required, right? And that's ultimately what's going to happen through the laws, things like that. They're going to pass these laws, and the laws are going to require everyone, small and great, which they may not pass it through legislation. They might pass a thing where, like they try to do during the CV19, is they did it through the companies, the businesses, so that in order for you to go to the business or the company had requirements in order for you to enter into the company, in order for you to either participate in going into the buy and sell in there, right? Or if you went to work, you had to do a certain thing at work in order for you to go to work, right? They had it where everyone had to take the job, right? You know, the jump shot, get the icky vicky in order to keep your job. So there was requirements. And he required everyone, small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. Oh yeah, rich, right? Or the NBA player, they were supposed to be so-called rich. In order for them to continue to play, they all had to they were required in order to continue to play, right? It says rich and poor, free and slave, right? And that's ultimately all this place is. It's full of slaves, man, right? But the prison system in itself, right? They said if you commit a crime, you're automatically a slave, right? So that's right, because they still haven't took that off the books. If you commit a crime, you're automatically a slave. To give a mark on the right hand or on the forehead, right? Which that's what this guy has gotten, right? So it says, and no one might, and no man might buy or sell, save, right? Trying to save your own life, right? And that's ultimately what the Lord said. Anyone trying to save himself, you're going to lose it. You're going to lose your life. You're trying to save your life, you're going to lose it. It's save he that had the mark. And by you getting that, you're trying to save yourself. You're trying to save your own life, right? But the Lord said, for his sake, if you'll find it. But this is what it is, because you're trying to save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of the beast, or the number, or the number of his name. Yeah, the name of the beast, or the number of his name. And this is NLT Slovakia 1317 NLT says no one could buy or sell without the mark, which was either the name of the beast or the number representing his name. Oh, wow. Oh, that's pretty interesting right there, huh? The number that represents his name, right? Let's look at that.
Represent.
Says to entitle or appoint to action. Oh, that's like a law. That's the laws, right? And part of them putting it into laws or rules, saying you have to have this thing, is them pushing also the AI to enforce the laws. So not only is it their laws, it's going to be the way about that they use it through the AI, through the technology, right? Or speak for someone, right? See, now the law is going to speak for them, right? The AI is going to speak for them. The technocracy is going to speak for them. It's not longer a democracy, it's a technocracy, and its technocracy is going to speak for them, right? Especially in an official capacity, right? And there's nothing more official than it being the so-called United States of America, right? And that's an official capacity, right? Which in turn be the entire world, because everybody's going into this digital currency, right? Yeah, right there. They kind of shadowed it. It's not there. Be elected by. Yeah. See, it's chosen already. Act for. Yeah. Act for. Present someone on a contractual, legal, or paid base. Ooh, And that's ultimate. Wow. And that's ultimately what they're going to do, because everything's going to be like a contractual, and everything's going to be on a paid based thing where you can go, what you can do. And it's rather you have enough so-called digital currency to pay for it. Or if you've passed your, what is it called? Your carbon footprint. Now you went out too many times this week. You went a little bit longer than 15 minutes. So now I have to dock you. You didn't get home until 16 minutes. So I have to dock you some of your points. So now your points or your pay, your base pay is less than what it was. So now you can't afford to go on wherever you were going to go, right? Because they were even speaking about how they wanted to make it where you could travel to the next city or the next state. Say you want to go visit someone in the next state, but you would have to still have so many points, and then you'll only have so many times throughout the year. So maybe in a year you could only leave your smart city 6 times. So you would have to. There's 12 months out of a year, so you would have to space out your thing, and then don't let it be your job has to require you to go to different little places. Now you used up a couple of your your times that you can go outside of your space. So now when it's time for you to maybe go visit your mom and take the grandkids to see grandmom, you can't, because you've exceeded your compound leaving, right? Your 15-minute city limit. But everything's going to be to payment. Yeah, he chose an attorney to, and that's what they're going to choose this AI right along with their lies and their laws, right? Because it says that they set grievous laws, right, so to speak, who write grievousness and practice it because it's in the power of their hands. So right now, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. It's in the power of their hands to write these into law, right? And make it be a payment based situation, right? Yeah, on a contractual basis. Everything's oh man, yeah. Yeah, so this is Revelation chapter 16, verse 1. It says, "And I heard a loud voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of the power of the Most High Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakakadash upon the earth." Right? And this is NLT. Says, "Then I heard a mighty voice from the temple saying to the 7 angels, go your ways and pour out on the earth the 7 bowls or bowls, right, containing the powers, the Most High Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai's wrath, right? And things is about to get a whole lot different, right? Even for Esau, man, you're just a man, so the wrath, when it's poured out, it's going to come upon you too. It's not just going to come upon the citizens because you think you have this power because you're the ones in the power seat and you're writing these laws and nothing's going to happen to you. You're crazy. But that's the madness of a madman, right? You think you're invincible, but that's okay. And the first went and poured out his vow upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous, it's like a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship his image. So while this guy is smiling, trying to do little sit-ups and push-ups by the pool, acting like it's cool, it's a good thing, and all this other things because you believe the lies of the devil, right? Hey, it's gonna be, when the Lord pour out that vial. So this obviously this part hasn't happened yet, right? Because people are barely getting the mark. So the Lord hasn't poured out the 7 vials yet. So we got, hey man, so we ain't seen nothing yet, basically. We haven't seen a thing yet. Wow. So the first angel left the temple and poured out his bowl on earth, and a horrible
Malignant.
Oh wow. A horrible malignant. Let's see what that is. Malignant. A medical malignant describes a condition particularly a tumor. Oh wow. So yeah, you get this thing in your head, and this thing is gonna turn into a tumor that is contagious and likely to spread, causing death if untreated. Well, it's in your head. You can't treat that. How can you treat that? It's in your head, right? So a malignant sore, which is basically going to spread and will kill a person if not treated, right? It's in your head. So it says break out on every side who had the mark of the beast and who worshipped his statutes. Wow, right? Which is dealing with their laws, because basically that's what you're saying. You have to obey and praise and say, hey, this is the great laws and statutes and commandments of Esau, Edom. So I bow down to that. So yeah, with all that, I want to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakha HaKodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and do well, right? To the elders, bishops in Connecticut, the bishops, the preachers, the teachers, the evangelists, and the four winds, preaching in truth and sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect, Shalom, to the Israelite foreigners who phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your father and have come back to the fold. Shalom, to your sisters, you Akwathium, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence. This your brother Ram Yehowadah with the lesson. Shalom, Kwam Yasharallah, and Abba Ball.